In this video, I'm going to show you how to run Ubuntu 24.04 from the USB drive with persistent storage. This method allows you to run Ubuntu from the USB drive without needing to install it on your computer. If you're new to Linux and want to try Ubuntu before installing it on your main drive, this is the video you need. Generally, when you create an Ubuntu bootable USB using an ISO image, it creates a read-only file system. However, by using the persistent feature of Rufus, we can create a Casper container, which is an overlay of the read-only Ubuntu file system. Now, this is where new persistent programs and data are stored. In short, the bootable USB that we're going to create with Ubuntu 24.04 works like an installer, and with the help of persistence, we can use Ubuntu just like a normal installation. It's like plug and play with Ubuntu from the USB drive without needing to install on your computer. Now, for this project, you need a computer running the Windows operating system. You also need a 64 GB or higher pen drive or external drive. In my case, I will be using a 120 GB external SSD for faster I/O speeds. Then open your web browser and go to the official Ubuntu website and download the ISO. Then go to the Rufus website and download the latest version of Rufus. Once both files are downloaded, place them on your desktop for easier navigation. Then connect your USB drive or external media to the USB 3 port. Now keep in mind, this process will erase all the data on your USB drive, so make sure to back up any important files. Then right-click on Rufus and open it with admin privileges. Then select your drive in Rufus. Make sure the boot selection is set to disk or ISO image. Then choose Select and import the Ubuntu ISO. For the partition scheme, select GPT if your system uses UEFI. If your system uses BIOS mode, select MBR. To check your BIOS mode, open the command prompt and type the command to check the BIOS mode. Now, as you can see, my computer is running in UEFI boot mode. If you click on Start, it will create an Ubuntu bootable installer, but that's not what we need. Instead, you can use this ladder to allocate the space for the persistent storage. You can use 80% of the drive capacity for persistent storage, with the remaining free space required for the installer. Now, under the format options, you can leave everything as default. Then click on Start. This process will take some time, so please be patient and do not remove the USB drive while Rufus is running in the background. If Rufus fails to create the installer, restart your PC and repeat the process. Once Rufus has finished creating the Ubuntu installer with persistent storage, restart your PC. While it's rebooting, you need to enter into BIOS settings. Use the keyboard shortcut based on your motherboard. Now, mostly it could be F2, F9 or Escape key. In my case, my computer boots into the startup menu and I press F10 to access the BIOS menu. In the UEFI BIOS, enable USB boot and change the boot order by setting the USB drive as primary. You can enable or disable secure boot as needed. Once done, save the changes. Your system will now boot into Ubuntu from the USB drive. If it fails to boot, use the boot menu to load Ubuntu install media. And as you can see, we are running Ubuntu Live from the USB. On the desktop, you will see an installer application that you can use to install Ubuntu on your computer. Now let's start using Ubuntu. First, open the terminal and run the command to edit the apt source list. Then uncomment this line and save the changes by pressing Ctrl+O and Ctrl+X to quit. Next, type this command to update the package list. Now, if you try to install any package using apt, it should work just like a normal installation. I'm going to make some changes to the user interface. For example, I will disable the panel mode and turn on the dark mode. You can use the default App Store to download the GUI applications like VS Code, Chromium, IntelliJ, and much more. I'm also creating a new files and folders inside a documents directory to demonstrate the persistence. After restarting, you will see all these changes remain. Now I'm going to reboot the PC. Now as you can see, all the UI changes are persistent and the GUI applications, files, and folders are still here. We are running Ubuntu 24.04 from the USB drive with persistent storage. This is like having a portable Ubuntu USB drive. It will be very useful for testing Linux before installing it on the main drive. And that's pretty much it. This is how you can run Ubuntu 24.04 from the USB drive with persistent storage. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. This has been KSK Royal. I will see you in the next one.